What's up, everyone? Brian here from Ride Your Money Wave. This is the week that a lot of Americans are waiting for, and that is the week that we are starting to get our stimulus check sent directly to us in the mail or right into our bank account. And so it's tempting when you get this little bit of a windfall to go out and spend it. So I thought that I would create a video to help you guys kind of navigate perhaps the priorities in which you should spend this money. Now, every single person's situation is different, but this is a general guideline to help you utilize that money for the best purpose possible. And this deals more with mathematics than it does with psychology. We want to put our money to where it's going to receive the highest return. And so we're balancing that highest return with also a little bit of economic security. So go ahead and fine tune it any way that you want. But this is how I would approach $1,000, $1,200 windfall. First and foremost, how secure is your job? You want to make sure that your housing is secure. So if you have been laid off and you get $1,200 sent directly to you, I would make sure that my immediate needs are taken care of, i.e. that I'm going to have a roof over my head. However, if you're continuing to work or you have a 6-month emergency fund that you can withdraw from and your housing is secure, then I would look at how can I either pay down debt or how can I make more money. So if I have number 2, any credit card debt, I am going to be paying off that credit card debt. Reason being is because credit card debt is some of the highest interest rates. You are probably paying somewhere in the ballpark between 20 and 28% interest rate on any credit card debt. So if you have some, take that $1,200 and throw it at paying that down, okay? If you can get a 28% return guaranteed in the stock market, you would take that in a heartbeat. And so this is a way to save 28% by simply paying down your credit card debt. Let's assume that your credit card debt is 0 and that you pay the balance in full every month. First of all, congratulations, right? That shows financial discipline. But then what do you do? Well, the third thing I would look at is contributing to an emergency fund. If you don't have 6 months to 1 year worth of living expenses saved up, this is an opportunity to put that money towards building that cushion. Now, 1 year's worth of living expenses, I understand, is a lofty goal and it takes a lot to get to. However, that allows me to sleep better at night, and when opportunities like this arise in the market, I can withdraw, I can pull down on that emergency fund and put that money to work for me by investing. So whether there's market fluctuations or whether there's an opportunity to buy another rental property or to expand my business, I like having that 1-year emergency fund on hand for bigger purchases. Let's say your housing is secure, your credit card debt is 0, your emergency fund is all socked away. Now what do you do? Well, this is a great position to be in. So now we're going to start putting our money to work for us. The fourth option that you have is, if you haven't already, open up a Roth IRA. You can contribute $6,000 a year to that Roth IRA. So this would be a 20% of the maximization in one fellow swoop. I will let you choose where you're going to open up your Roth IRA, but make sure that you open it up and that you invest in that Roth IRA. So don't just put the money in cash. That's not going to do anything for you. You have to put it into assets. You have to buy some stocks and bonds, index funds, whatever floats your boat, whatever fits your risk tolerance and your investing and financial portfolio. After that Roth IRA, let's say you already have that, you max it out. Now what are you going to do? Well, if you aren't maxing out a 401k, you can contribute this money backdoor into your 401k. And what do I mean? Allow that money to sit in your checking account and then talk to your HR department and say, hi, I want to make a one-time contribution of $1,200 out of my next paycheck. Or maybe you have to make two $600 contributions over your next 2 paychecks. Either way, you can get this $1,200 into your 401k by making additional contributions through your HR department. All right, let's assume your Roth IRA is maxed out. Let's assume your 401k is either maxed out or it's where you want to be. Now, what do? Well, you still have a few more options. Okay, we picked the Roth IRA and the 401k first because of the tax advantages that each of them possess. But you've got 2 more options, really 3 more options, I would say, to utilize this money. Next up would be a brokerage account. After I've maxed out my Roth IRA and my 401k, the last type of account that I aim to invest in is my brokerage account. My brokerage account has the least amount of tax advantages. It's taxed money going in and taxed money coming out. So that is why it's the last of the accounts that I try to max out. But I can still put additional money. Instead of putting this money towards a vacation, I can put this money in a brokerage account and invest it. And that money mentally that I have in my brokerage account is earmarked for about 10 years. So that way I adjust my portfolio of that brokerage account with my risk and with my investing horizon. Let's assume that, you know what, you're fine with your Roth IRA and your 401k. What else can you do? Well, I would say there's 2 other smart money choices. The first would be to either pay down your mortgage or look at refinancing your mortgage. Right now, rates are at a near historical low. So they are they are costing just around 3% in order to refinance your mortgage with good credit. This will save you tens of thousands of dollars, potentially, maybe even more, on the interest that you would pay on your house. And so putting this money towards closing costs or an appraisal, if you can move, and this is just a ballpark estimate, but if you can move about 0.5% in your refinance, it's going to be worth it over a 2 to maybe even 4-year period. So refinancing your house is a great option, or maybe you're not in the position to refinance, but you're getting close to paying down your PMI. Take that $1,200, put it down on the mortgage, and get rid of that PMI in order to lower your monthly payment as well. All right, last but not least, what about me? What if I want to do something for myself? Well, back in the day, when I actually used to get a tax return and not pay in taxes, what I would do is I would follow the 90-10 rule. And that is, I would take 90% of that tax return and I would put it into my Roth IRA. And I would take 10% and I'd actually spend it on myself. And the reason being is, just a week ago, before I had this tax return, I didn't need that money. I was happy in life. I had what I wanted. I didn't feel like I suddenly, with this windfall, that I suddenly needed all these things in order to be happy. And so what I would do is I would follow my own advice, which is, if you can't see it, you can't spend it. And it's always better to make one big, great decision than a bunch of small, good decisions. And so what I would do, sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. So what I would do is I would use that one opportunity to make a big, great decision. And I would put 90% of my tax return or windfall into my Roth IRA. So what am I going to do with that 10%? Well, one of the things you may consider is looking at how you can increase your marketable skills to advance your career during this time off. So me personally, I know that every day I am watching photography tutorials, learning more about studio lighting. And so when all this is over, I can diversify my revenue stream and not only shoot weddings, but also shoot studio work. And that way I can make money not only on the weekends, but during the week as well. And so I'm spending this time investing in myself, investing in my career, taking some master classes, learning a new marketable skill that will increase my value in the marketplace. And now is an especially great time for two reasons. One, we have more time on our hands, but then secondly, a lot of these courses online are actually becoming free. I actually had one of my former students email me and said, hey, Ivy Leagues are offering free online courses in case you want to learn anything. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. So there is a plethora out there of online courses, many of them free, many of them deeply discounted. And now would be a great time to add a little bit of structure into your day, to wake up, have your cup of coffee, and sit down every single day and learn a new marketable skill. So there you have it, guys. I think that's a grand total of 8 different things that you can do with this stimulus check. Make sure you're smart with it and use money as a tool so you can go out there and go live your best life. Take care.